Welcome to Indiana News Desk. I'm Joe Wren. Purdue University's plan to acquire a for-profit online college is almost a done deal. Still, some tireless faculty are hoping they can stop it. Purdue announced its plans in April to buy Kaplan University. It hopes to serve more adult learners through the online platform, which it's nicknaming New U. Some educators are worried about the potential repercussions of the deal. Lindsay Wright is here to tell us more.
Yeah, with the Purdue-Kaplan deal, there are strong arguments on both sides. On one hand, Kaplan University is known as a for-profit organization, which makes critics question the real motive of the acquisition. Purdue officials say there's no hidden agenda. While the Indiana Commission for Higher Education and the U.S. Department of Education both approved the deal, it still has to go to the Higher Learning Commission. Faculty members are petitioning the commission to vote no. Purdue professor David Sanders says the acquisition with Kaplan showed a lack of respect for faculty from the beginning.
At that first meeting, there was stunned silence. There wasn't a single question because there were so many questions.
Sanders says he thinks more faculty should have been involved in Purdue's decision to buy the for-profit school and turn it into a new online university. But Senior Vice Provost for Teaching and Learning, Frank Dooley, says there are a couple reasons the plan was kept rather quiet. To start, he says non-disclosures were signed during the deal-making process that prevented faculty from getting involved.
I would say it's fair to say there's a tension in where do faculty get involved versus where do your trustees get involved. Our trustees take the notion that this was clearly in their domain and it was not a question of the faculty.
But those answers don't satisfy faculty members, and it's only one of the issues they have with the Kaplan situation. Sanders says he thinks opposition is growing with time. More than 40,000 students are enrolled at Purdue, and opponents of this deal say those students are at risk. They say the mere association with Kaplan could bring down the university's reputation.
I'll talk about University X. If University X has let's say a basketball scandal, it affects how people regard it as an institution. It affects how people think about it academically.
Dooley says although New U will offer its own separate diploma and degrees outside of Purdue, Purdue's reputation is important to him and other officials involved.
We're confident that once people understand the quality of the work that is done at Kaplan, the quality of the people who work at Kaplan, they're going to say, they look a lot like the people who work at Purdue.
Purdue says the deal with Kaplan allows the university to fast-track a plan to increase education opportunities for adult learners. Purdue will essentially acquire Kaplan's current students, faculty, and curriculum as part of the deal. Scott Jenkins is the Director of State Policy for the Lumina Foundation and previously worked under current Purdue President Mitch Daniels. He says non-traditional college students who are older than 24 have different needs than traditional students, and they can lack opportunities. About 38% of students with additional family or financial obligations leave school within their first year.
You've got a proven technology platform of Kaplan. You've already got students enrolled. You've already dealt with issues around marketing. You've dealt with issues around financial aid. You've got a back office that's already ready to go.
The Indiana Commission for Higher Education has come under fire for its approval of the deal. Commissioner Teresa Lubbers says the group spent a lot of time vetting the deal, and she feels they've done their due diligence.
We also had been convinced that, we played out all the possible scenarios, that if there was a shortfall, where would they go? We have been given the assurance from Purdue it would not come to state taxpayers, that there would be other sources if that would be the case. The one thing that I am certain of is that there exists a need to meet the needs of adult students in a way that we've never seen before, and that in that regard, having an option like this, making sure that we ensure the quality will be important.
And on that point, Sanders agrees with Lubbers. He says he sees the positive aspect in investing in online education and adult students, but he says acquiring Kaplan doesn't open any new doors.
We are one of the top computer science departments in the country, computer engineering. This is what we do, right? We're world famous for this, and yet we're taking over a second-rate for-profit university in order to accomplish this task for us.
Lindsay Wright is still here with us to go a little bit deeper into this topic. So how do faculty members think that they can stop this?
More than 300 faculty members have signed on to a petition. In it, they cite concerns, and they've actually sent that to the Higher Learning Commission, so hope to make an impact there. Now, some University Senate members are looking into the legality of the deal between Kaplan and Purdue. They're thinking they might find something that violates the state's constitution. It was actually legislation that was passed in the 2017 session that has allowed this deal to kind of play out how it has.
So one of Purdue's arguments is that it's in line with the school's historical land grant, so that it provides accessibility to expand their education, though, right?
Yeah, that's right. And this has been a big argument. And they say by pushing forward with this deal with Kaplan, they're continuing to fulfill that mission, which dates back to the 1800s. Critics say that argument has no merit because Kaplan already exists. So this is technically a new online school, but it's not as if Purdue is opening a new avenue for someone to get an education.
Now, you said under this deal, Kaplan, which was a for-profit school, will become a public benefit corporation.
That's right, and there are concerns with that because although it's no longer a for-profit organization, there are concerns that it won't have to follow the same public access records requirements like other public institutions like Purdue, for example. So transparency concerns. So
any timeline on this now?
The Higher Learning Commission is expected to issue its final decision in February or March, I was told, and Purdue officials want to go live with the new university in April.
Okay. Lindsay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.